This is the first time we're coming together to talk about the care reform in Africa. So we are shaping the agenda. This meeting will shape the agenda of what care reform would look like in years to come in Africa.
What bigger need is there than for children to be appropriately cared for? If they're not appropriately cared for, if they don't have a good home environment, if they don't have a good learning environment, then they're not going to be able to succeed in their lives in the way that we all want them to.
This program learning event is an opportunity to share. Share what's happening in Rwanda, share what's happening in Zimbabwe, do the learning across countries and at the regional level so that we can really understand what works and what doesn't work, which is equally important, and inspire each other.
I have an opportunity to use what I learned here to share with various country programs whom I support in order to enrich their programs.
First and foremost, just being invited to come and talk about our experience, my personal experience growing up in an orphanage was a first for me and a great platform. And from the reactions of people, it goes to tell that there's a lot that needs to be done in sensitizing people about what exactly happens in the orphanages.
Across all of Africa, we've got a clear idea of what it is we're trying to achieve. Same kind of goals, same kind of objectives, and we're thinking about how we can all contribute to that in different ways.
I want to see a situation where everybody, from the government, from the private sector, everyone thinking about family as a place for a child to go. This means that this means that families become stronger, children stay with families. We don't have a situation where we are thinking about children living in institutions and really just become stronger families.
It is very important that going forward, support goes to the whole family and not to one particular child. Otherwise, we will create further separation, lots of discrimination, and this is not what we want.
It's important with the communities that we work with, that even as we provide, we do system strengthening, that we also do some service delivery, because the children need the services now.
In West Africa, particularly in Liberia where I work, this is a key focus for us, and we are working directly with the government of Liberia, to facilitate reform work.
We can get together now and we could probably do something very good in Africa and have some inspiring ideas for the coming 3 years in the strategy.
This is something we can apply to our work directly. We're very often with children who are placed in institution. They're not really orphaned. They have one living parent, but the parent is a father. And the father is not considered as a good carer for a child. So it was so interesting to see how the work you can do on combating and dismantling gender stereotypes can actually be supporting the care reform.
If you look at a child as an individual, you have to address all those needs. You cannot just work on one thematic area and ignore another one. So that for me is the one thing would be my call to all of us who are doing programming, to actually look at programming around children in that perspective.
Save the Children, we want to see that we are perceived as an organization that migrates with the child. We want to walk with the children as they, and all their steps and their protection areas as they go through their migrating route.
I would tell actors all over that care reform is possible. Keep up the good work and remember that there are children all over the world that really, really need your input, that need to get family-based options for their care, because the future is bright for them, as opposed to being in an orphanage situation. So keep up the good work and soldier on, double your efforts, because it is possible and it is working.